in the news the last few days about the unrest that's going on, and a number of the subscribers and a number of the members of my Facebook group, 60 plus Black Women Expats. I am Deborah Valerie, the founder and admin for 60 plus Black Women Expats Facebook group and this YouTube channel. And basically, the whole purpose of both the YouTube channel and the Facebook group is to bring women together from all over the world, and we are an international group of that want to retire or consider retiring abroad for whatever reason. If we think that we can have a better lifestyle abroad, a safer lifestyle abroad, that we can improve our medical care and access to medical care and affordable medical care. If we want to, we've always dreamed of living oceanfront or in the mountains or whatever our reasons are for wanting to move abroad, even if it's just see on a seasonal basis, like a snowbird. So now you don't just move to Florida or to somewhere warm in the States, but the world is our oyster, and we can move anywhere we want to. Especially with the power of our blue passport in the US, we can basically go and explore with just that US passport gives us access to foreign countries from anywhere from mostly 90 days to sometimes 6 months. Well, today, January 11th, marks 1 year that I have lived abroad as a senior retired in Ecuador. Uh, and unfortunately, Ecuador is in the news for all the wrong reasons. When I moved in January 11th of 2023, Manta specifically and Ecuador in general was one of the safest countries in the world. And we are still relatively safe or comparatively safe to a lot of countries. We're in the news today, yesterday, and the day before because there's been a prison breakout of some drug cartels. And I am very, very proud and to say that the government didn't just offer us thoughts and prayers and leave it at that. The government has taken action and invoked a curfew to have, especially in Manabi, which is the state where Manta, the city that I live in, is, and Guayaquil, and some other areas of the country. We have a curfew from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. And for the Black expats and a lot of the expats, we're not on the streets that time of night anyway. The first day of the breakout of the cartel leaders, pretty much the governments in those areas asked everybody to just go home. And they did. And I was very proud of that the citizens didn't protest or call it fake news. They went home. They closed down the bus stations. The taxi cab drivers got just about every family safely into their neighborhoods before dark. The mall closed early. Nobody was happy about it, but everybody knew there was a reason for it, and it was our safety. Uh, and the president said he wanted to focus on putting all the resources of the military, and I say our because I have my temporary residency, and so I kind of take ownership with that country. Of course, I remain a U.S. citizen, so please do not comment on this channel that I gave up anything. I will forever be a U.S. citizen, a very proud U.S. citizen. My ancestors fought too hard and long, and we're still fighting for our rights and privileges in the U.S. And so, I will always be a U.S. citizen. I do, however, plan to have residency in several foreign countries. Um, and Monty is one of them. So I do have my 2 year temporary retirement visa, pension visa, which offers me a lot of benefits. I have my, I have first of all the the climate is perfect in Manta. It's 70 to 88 degrees year round. I'm right on the ocean. I have ocean front, and I can afford a lot of the luxuries there that I couldn't afford in the US, not on my Social Security alone. And this year, I specifically wanted to prove that I could live on just my Social Security and improve my lifestyle. And I certainly did that. And so I'm not on here tonight uh, saying that, oh no, I'm afraid and I'm going home. I am, however, on my way home right now. I'm not in Manta, I'm in Quito. But this trip was planned very far in advance and nothing changed. The airports didn't close and my flight was still on time. Uh, the shops are closing early in certain areas so that we stay safe. And even though everybody saw that very scary and frightening video where the criminals went in and took over a television station, I am happy to say that no one in that television station was killed, and that the government took over the station and arrested all 13 of the perpetrators that same day. And there have been kidnappings, and the people who kidnapped have been released. And many, very many of the, and there's a whole laundry list of the results of the government taking action. Cars that were stolen have been returned. People who have been kidnapped have been returned to their loved ones. And criminals who have escaped, many have been caught. And so I'm very hopeful. I'm not a Pollyanna. I don't bury my head in the sand, but I'm seeing results from the actions that are being taken. And it gives me hope that this will serve as a model this will send a message to the criminals, um, those that are here and those that had planned to come, that this government takes the safety of its citizens very serious. I am proud that President Biden has offered this country assistance in the form of intelligence in to help us, to help the government catch the bad guys and put them away so that we can return to our pretty much carefree life in Manta. And I'm going to put on my glasses and see if there's some comments. I was listening to, let's see, I wish I were retired so I could live oceanfront. I tell you, it's nice. It's really nice. I hear the ocean uh, when I go to bed because my patio doors are open, and when I wake up, that it's just the sound, constant sound of the ocean if my doors are open, and they're mostly open because I'm not at ground level. I'm pretty high up, and on love my balcony, big balcony, wonderful view. If you are subscribed to this channel, just look at some of the videos. It's the life I've dreamed of. It's what I get to live, and so uh, it's not utopia, but it's pretty darn close. Okay, and I did my homework before I moved here. Uh, I do think, like I was saying, well, I went live in my Facebook group because the Facebook group is almost 3,500 women who live literally all over the world. Uh, I say a third of them, at least a third of them, have lived abroad for years, and I call them the VIPs because the other a third of us are just getting our toes wet and are newcomers to living in foreign countries, and then probably a third of us are still planning. A third of you, since I have moved now, a third of you are still planning to retire abroad, whether it be in Panama, Mexico, Ecuador, Paris, I mean, Europe, South Africa, wherever, because there's so many women in the group now, you can pretty much name a place, and there's a woman that has said, "Oh yeah, I've been there," or "I lived there." There's some people in the group who have lived in 83 countries, and some that have lived in 40 different countries, and so and they finally have a voice. There are a lot. There are other YouTube channels with digital nomads. I mean, my hats off to Stephanie Perry and Rashida Dove and Adelia. Picky Girl Travels the World, her channel, because these are the youngsters, I call them, that really reminded me that I was not a tree, that my feet are not planted in the US, and that I could live abroad. And it was actually Stephanie Perry to, let's see, in 2021, I guess it was, uh, that 2021, 22, 23. Yeah, because my group will be coming up on 3 years. March 15th, it will be 3 years. The YouTube channel and the Facebook group will be celebrating. And my focus was always on not earning a living abroad, but retiring abroad. And because retirees have very specific needs, our if you're 60 or 65 or older, and you certainly don't have to be that to subscribe to the channel. So please, like, I always forget to say that, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you are a Black female, female and Black American, please join the Facebook group, especially if you want information about things that are specific, needs that are specific to retirees. Healthcare is at the top of our list. Uh, and then healthcare, not only is the healthcare very, very good, but is it accessible? Do you have to wait weeks, months to see specialists? No, not in Manta. You call the doctor, and usually the doctor comes to your house that day. Or if it's a surgeon or specialist, you still call them and you can see them the next day. And it's like $60. In fact, there's a video that I interviewed my doctor, whom I love very dearly, Dr. Gladys Garcia, who makes house visits and now has an office as well, and very highly qualified doctor. And she is just a gem in terms of sitting down and thoroughly uh, talking to me about my health and taking care of it and getting all the tests and CT scans and whatever else I need done and workups. We did that at the very onset. So I encourage you to go back and look at her uh, her video. I've interviewed her twice. Or the surgeon who took care of a visitor. One of my friends was visiting and her knee went out, and we got in to see a surgeon, and we actually had the surgeon's cell phone number. Okay, he actually called us and told us he'd be a few minutes late, and we both looked at each other like, did this just really happen? Did a surgeon call us and say he was running a little late, but he would be there, and he spoke excellent English? Yes. Just those kind of things that we get used to. We get used to over here in Manta of having a licensed masseuse come to my house and give me a massage once a week, having my house cleaned once a week, uh, going from a apartment in beautiful downtown Dallas, uh, all 732 square feet of it, to a 3 bedroom, 3.5 bath, maid quarter, plus a maid quarters or squatters quarters with another full bath for a few hundred more than what I was paying for uh, a loft apartment. So you can do it. And so I really, really wanted my anniversary to be, and today is the anniversary again of me landing in Manta and into my first condo. Now I'm into my second condo because I had ocean view and I wanted ocean front. I wanted to be able to walk out my door into the ocean, and I'm able to do that. Oh, I'm gonna put my glasses on, see if there's some more comments. I seen your tour of your space. Yeah, I ain't hating. You earned it. Oh yeah, I earned it. I worked very hard. I raised 4 kids. I have 8 grandkids. Very, very proud of them. I have a brand new grandkid I am rushing home to see. Uh, so I wanted to come on today because there's Monta's in the news for all the wrong reasons because of the breakout of some cartel leaders, and the government is looking for them. And I have faith that they will find them or they will pursue them enough till they'll leave the country, and we will get back to our carefree life. But even with the curfew, we still pretty much have a normal life because the people are so cooperative with the government. They want the bad guys caught too. And many of the bad guys have already been caught. And the kidnapped them. Where have you heard people being kidnapped and then being returned to their families or alive and safe? Okay, cars being stolen and then cars being found and returned to the rightful owners. This is happening in days, people, because they took action. And that's refreshing. That is refreshing that people are returned alive and that property is being returned. And there is another channel, Don Shader, who broadcasts several times a week. I mean, he had a laundry list of things that have been recovered. The station, the television station that was taken over, that would broadcast all over the world where they went in waving guns, and that was very scary and very dangerous. All 13 of those criminals were arrested. Every last one. Not one of them got away, and not one person died. That makes me happy. So, yeah, I wish this wasn't gone on, but am I going to return to Ecuador after my visit to the US? Absolutely. Am I going to be uh, have caution and I have a sober outlook wherever I go, and I've traveled to many other places in the world, and so I never said that I would land in one place and be there forever, but I think Ecuador will certainly be, if not a base, a visit that a place that I visit on an annual basis. So right now, I don't have any plans of moving when I go back. Yeah, healthcare here is unbelievable. Dental as well as the medical, and dental is part of medical. Hello, somebody has, yes, hello. So yeah, if you have any questions, but like I said, we're cooperating. The locals are cooperating, and that's how you get things done. When you don't have people going around saying fake news, or people saying refusing to obey curfews, when you have citizens and expats and migrants and whatever you want to call when you have the community obeying the law, believing the government, number one, and saying, okay, we don't like it, but we will cooperate because we all want the same thing. We want a safe place to live. And we want to enjoy the reasons that we came to this country. And those where it's their country, they want to preserve the reputation and the strides that they have made to have it be a safe and beautiful place. And Ecuador didn't just land in the middle of Colombia and Peru yesterday. That's where it's been on the planet forever. So they know how to keep it safe. And so they're working toward doing that. And that's pretty much all I can say about that. I'm going to follow the rules because I am a guest. Even though I have residency, I still consider myself a guest in that country. I'm going to abide by the laws of that country. And I am going to give the government of that country uh, a chance to prove that it can keep the country safe and keep the citizens and the visitors safe. And so, um, what I tell people to head on over right now, maybe give it a week or so, especially if this was your first trip to Manta or certainly Guayaquil, where a lot of this unrest is going on. Uh, but if you already are in transit and you've already made plans, I would not discourage you from coming. Just know that your first few days there might be, you probably, if you're coming from a country like the US or Mexico, you probably won't even be concerned about the things that concern us. And I say us again because I have my residency, but that concerned the locals because they are so used to peace. They are so used to community. They are so used to uh, people walking past them don't have guns and don't have weapons and don't intend to do them harm. So, so when something does happen, everybody's upset and everybody wants something done and they want it done right away. And this happened 3 days ago, and a lot is being done, and we're seeing a lot of results. So I will get back to my reflections of 1 year living in Ecuador, and I have a ton of footage that I have not uploaded. So if you are watching, I suggest that you subscribe so you can get a notification because I'll just admit it. I do not post, I do not do videos on a regular basis. God, I wish I did. I wish I could say every Saturday at 2 o'clock or every Sunday at 2 o'clock. Who knows? Maybe in 2024, uh, I will get there, but I don't know. I know we are looking at going to, we did a summit last year in Panama, and 19 women from all over the world showed up, and we felt like we were meeting old friends because we communicate in the group. And I got to put my arms around these women, and we both got to learn about, we all got to learn about beautiful, beautiful Panama. And we were hosted, our host tour person with none other than Charlotte Van Horn, who is the admin for Black expats in Panama, who also has a tour group that, and so it's Black Expats in Panama Culture Relocation Tours. I think she's into her third year, uh, and we were the first all women group that she took on, and she did a fabulous job. We had 19 Black women with no complaints. Okay, at the ending ceremony, they handed me an envelope of cash and insisted that I tipped the sister as if we didn't pay for the tour. Okay, this is a paid tour where we were so convinced that she went above and beyond what we could have imagined that she stuffed into those 5 days. That they were insisted on giving the sister a tip, and she well deserved it because they saw everything. And of that 19, 6 women immediately, like the following week, started the process of becoming residents, buying property, leasing property. So it was a very successful first time summit. And thanks to another member who visited me in Manta this year, I'm looking at doing Durban, South Africa. Now that's a reach. That's pretty far. We don't know a tour group there that yet, but some have contacted me, and so in February, I'll be putting out information on this channel and in the Facebook group. So far, there's about 8 to 10 women who already had South Africa on their in their sites, and if we could go as a group, We can cover more territory in terms of not just visiting and having a vacation, but seeing if this is a place where we might want to spend some time and live there, either on a permanent basis or an annual snowbird type thing, or just we're going to find out. So if you're someone who has access or information regarding Durban, be sure, and you're a Black female, be sure and join the Facebook group and get on the chat. You can private message me. You can DM me. You can leave me a comment here in the YouTube channel. And that's how we find out where we're going to go next. I let the ladies decide. They come up with it. That's how I found Manta. I saw one of the ladies posting these absolutely breathtaking views from her from her balcony, and I said, "Where are you?" And she said, "Manta," and I'm like, "I don't know where that is." And is there a group? Is there a local community? And I think the local group of African Americans in Ecuador, part two, hit 1,000. Now, I'm not saying there's 1,000 of us there every day, but coming and going and living, and there's not just retirees, there's families, there's singles. We have a very active community. We do yoga, we do game night, we do we welcome everybody that comes. At least once or at least twice a month, there is a let's meet the newcomers, and we have a local WhatsApp group, so we stay informed. Oh, somebody's sending me hearts! Yay! This year, I pray I get this channel. I get serious and get this channel uh, monetized, where I think the money would motivate me to make more to make more videos, because I know the information is needed, especially for our seniors. We need a place where somebody's going to talk about our needs. And there's some couples that do that have retired. Well, I don't know if they're retired yet or thinking about retiring abroad, but I speak to. I've been interviewed on a couple of channels where by couples, and but somebody needs to speak to seniors, Black seniors living abroad, and so I hope to get a virtual assistant. So because I love making the videos, it's editing them that I have. That's why I have a ton of them I haven't uploaded. Let me look at some of them. Did you have a large savings before you left? Nope. Or were you able to manage with just your Social Security? Yes. And like I said earlier, I purposely this entire year only lived on my Social Security, and I lived comfortably. Okay. Let's see. Your inspiration for those of us who are making dreams come true. Yeah, because I watched other women make their dreams come true, and some of them retired early, and so their Social Security wasn't that much, or their pension weren't that much, or they were teachers, and we know teachers in the States don't make a lot of money, and they were able to live comfortably. We're not against people earning an income while they're retired. I mean, if that's your goal, you go on. I'm tired. I'm tired of working. I did my due. I made 68 this year. For my birthday, I turned 68. I have no desire to go back into the to be gainfully employed. Okay, maybe but you can if you desire, because you're an English speaker. You could always get a gig teaching English, simply because you speak English, and most of the foreign countries want to learn English because that makes them more marketable. And so there's just that's a whole nother game of those who want employment. But my whole thing is uh, being able to live on Social Security, being able to have access to excellent health care, affordable health care. I am a part of the local, the government's, their what they call social, what equivalent to their Social Security or their Medicare. I'm enrolled in that. It's like $70 a month. It covers everything, everything. I also have private insurance, um, and they were saying the private with the government insurance, the care is good. You might have to wait. And when they said wait, I thought, oh, might have to wait a couple of months. And they were like, no, you might have to wait a day or two before you get in to see somebody. I'm like, that's not a wait. In the States, we wait for weeks. Okay, with insurance and with Medicare. So no, I had a dental assessment done just before I left because I wanted to get a workup done so I can use while I'm in the States, use up the benefits that I have there. And once I've used all of that to get the rest of the work done in Manta when I go back. And I saw the dentist for the first time. And at the end of the visit, he sent me to go get a full mouth CT scan. And I left his office and went straight took a taxi. And in 10 minutes later, I was getting a CT scan, which cost me $95. Not $95 deductible or $95 out of pocket or $95 copay, $95 period. And I had that CD. He put it on a CD so I could bring it with me to show my US dentist so they don't have to send me for another CT scan to get a workup and tell me what it's going to cost to get some work done in the US. Easy. I waited to the last week before I left to do that, and I still was able to get it done. Inspiration. I'm reading the comments now. Yeah. And I tell people, Monta's not for everybody. I wanted Ocean. If Ocean's not big, Cuenca is more Renaissance and it's cooler. Tonight I'm in Quito because my flight leaves tomorrow. I flew out of Manta to Quito, which is the capital of Ecuador, and America now flies into Quito. So I'll be heading home tomorrow evening, hoping I get a chance to tour Quito. There's walking tours and everything before my flight because I passed through Quito. Me and my friend from home, who I'll get to see when I get there. Hi, Ursula. Shout out to Ursula, who came and visited me. I was really happy that a lot of people from the States came and paid me a visit in Manta. Some of the women that were in my group, I actually was able to host some of them in my home because I have the space. Uh, and some of them were like, oh, I haven't traveled in a while internationally. I don't know if I want to stay in an Airbnb in a foreign country by myself. Uh, so they contacted me. And if I felt like it was a good match, then I hosted them in my home. Okay. And I like doing that because kind of in the group, we're almost like family. I get to know these women and they get to know me. Um, because we share so much about our futures and where we live. We share the good, the bad, what we like, what we didn't like. Um, there's some that come annually. When I get back, I'm going to see Diamond, who is a house sitter, and I am a house sitter, and I have a house sitter watching my dog now. Tyson did not make this trip with me. Uh, the flight attendants and the pilots, I'm sure, are sad because they always love playing with Tyson. He's my service dog, but I was told once I got to the US and was ready to come back, I would have to redo all the stuff I did the first time with the USDA. And that was very costly and that took a lot of time. And I just didn't want to do that. So I have a house sitter that's going to watch Tyson. And uh, he and I, when I get back, I'll probably start traveling and seeing other cities and doing house sits. So I'm glad that I'm a house sitter as well, and that So that's another option for people. You can house sit and see if you like that country, and that way you're not even paying rent. You're living in someone else's house while you water their plants or and watch their pets while they go. And that could be a week, 3 weeks. Some have stayed for months. So, uh, and in our group, in our Facebook group, you would hit up Diamond. What's her last name? Oh, just look for Diamond. I think I know her. I think it's Diamond Crystal. But anyway, she's a houser, and she'll tell you about the seniors that are house sitting. Some of them house sit as partners. So some of they're coming from. When I get back, they'll be coming from Panama, and I'll get to visit with them. Okay, let's see. Okay, I've had dinner, and I have a flight tomorrow, but I did want to get on here. Is there Uber? Yes, yes, we have Uber. Now, I think Keto and Cuenca have had Uber for a long time. Manta didn't. We used InDrive, and it's an app, and I like InDrive, very similar to Uber. What I like about InDrive, first of all, the taxis. I picked a place. Another thing that was a big consideration for me about moving abroad was picking a location where I did not need a car, and I really, really was happy that I was able to give my car to my grandson, and I have not missed a car, even though my condo comes with a parking place. Yeah, my condo, I have a parking place. Uh, my rent, included in my rent, is water and gas. So all I pay for, besides the rent, is electricity and Wi-Fi. And my Wi-Fi is fiber optic, and I pay $19 a month. $19.50 because I am over 65, so I get a discount. I think without the discount, it would have been $33. Big whoop. So it still was very affordable. Um, we get bottled water, and I purchase bottled water for drinking, and that cost me all of $3.50 because I get the very expensive mineral water, not just distilled. The distill would be either 2.75 or three. So I pay like an extra 50 cents to get the really good stuff, and it's brought to my door and put in my kitchen for me. Yeah, so I don't even have to shop for it. What else? I'm kind of jumping around. Let's see if there's any more questions out there. If you don't ask questions, I'll feel like you're not. Oh, I was talking about, am I also seeking retirement home, affordable ocean for a great health care and no car? No car is great. Manta is so walkable. There, there are right next door to my condo. There are three black families. All right. There's a senior family. There's a young family with toddlers and newborns, and then there's a single black woman. Literally in the condo next door, I live in a gated community, gated building. Um, I live there, the most wonderful restaurants. When I say wonderful, New Year's Day, I think I posted the picture. I'm not, I did a short. I had a lobster that was almost big as my arm, and it was the lobster dinner, including veggies and salad and a Coke. It was so big I couldn't finish it. I ate half of it and took the other half home. It was $38, not $138. $38 for a lobster that was caught that day in the Galapagos and flown in. It was fantastic. So there's fabulous restaurants. Um, in Montanica. I mean, I just could go on and on. My kids came, and literally we had an eating vacation for the Christmas holidays. We did not cook. I did cook. I cooked a meal, and my son-in-law cooked a meal because we both love cooking, but we didn't have to. We ate out with five. with their three children. We all had breakfast, cappuccino, the works, and the bill came to $61 for six people. That was average of $10. I mean, and we had that included our drinks, that included pancakes, that included waffles, cereal with them, fresh fruit, and I mean fresh fruit, produce that was probably picked that day. Uh, it's like we age backwards when we get here. First of all, we're not under a lot of stress. We're eating food that doesn't have a lot of chemicals in it because it doesn't have to sit on a shelf for months. And so you can go to the tiendas, which we would probably call fruit stands, and get just, if you look at my videos, I have the first week I covered a whole table and it was less than $33. I mean, and it was cherries and raspberries and watermelon and cantaloupe and kiwi and squash and broccoli and cauliflower, uh, and celery and onions and carrots, all of that, a whole table full of stuff, and it was under $30. I said the cherries alone would have been more than that because in that Dallas, the cherries were $9.99 a pound, and I had like 3 pounds of cherries. I had cherries at Christmas time. The kids had cherries at Christmas time because they had them in again, and so the food is fantastic. The produce is fantastic. The meats are fresh. Let's see. Are your kids interested in living abroad? Well, my daughter's ready. Her husband is he at least saw. That's all we wanted him to do is come and see. Because they're principals and coaches. I mean, they could pretty much write their ticket several places in the country because they're so highly qualified to come in and have positions at international schools and have their kids have free tuition because of their credentials. So um, I don't know. I'm not pushing them, but I am so proud. This is one proud grandma to say one thing that happened with me moving abroad is that my grandkids now have passports. As Charlotte Van Home says so often, what's in your wallet? And she is not talking about a credit card. She is talking about a passport because a passport gives you power. Because you don't get a passport when things get so bad that you feel like you gotta go because it'll take forever. So you get a passport so that you'll have a passport. So if you decide someday in the future that you want to leave and explore, then you can do it. You can do it. You don't get a driver's license. Uh, you don't turn your driver's license in because you stop driving. You hold on to it in case you're going to drive again. So yes. Oh, back to transportation. Manta is very walkable. Like I told you, there's expats that live across the street. There's a group of expats that live less than 15 minutes away, which is why we can meet for lunch or breakfast or paddleball, pickleball, wherever, or just to celebrate that somebody's in town, birthdays, anniversaries, stuff like that. Well, and if we don't feel like it, we can take a taxi for anywhere from $1.25 to $5. And $5, you're going far or you're going in the evening. Most of the time, it's $1.75 to $2. Yeah. Grocery shopping, where they bag it, hail the taxi, bring it down, put it in your car, deliver you to your door, your gate attendants, unload it, put it in a cart, roll it to the elevator for you, and all you do is bring it up to your condo, unload it, and send the cart back down. I'm so lazy. No, not lazy. I deserve this. I worked hard for this. So, but I feel pampered and I like it. So I did several trips today. I went to see the vet to let her know that I was leaving in case Tyson uh, needed anything. He'd be brought in by somebody else. She was like, "Do they have my number? Do they know how to get here?" Because She loves Tyson. So I have a wonderful vet an area. You go into the this is something that's gonna blow your mind. Tyson first got here because he was an American dog. He went into the veterinary clinic, growling and barking at other dogs. And they're all looking at him like, huh, what? This must be a stranger, a newcomer. He now goes in. There are cats, dogs, rabbits, and they're all just chill. They're just chill. Or I walk out and walk Tyson, who is now his whole temperament has become chill, and he's had pit bull and had plot hound, okay, but he walks by birds and cats, and yes, birds and cats are sitting on a sidewalk. The cat is not trying to eat the bird, and the bird is walking right past the cat. For a while, it was like a computer glitch in my head. It's like, what's wrong? What's wrong with this picture? But yeah, so the animals are not growling and chasing each other. The stray cats, people put food out for them, so they don't need to eat a bird or chase a bird. So we can tell the dogs that are coming from another country because they want to chase a cat or they want to chase a bird. But after a while, they just calm down. I'm going to put my glasses back on. Let's see. I'm 81 and relocated to Qatar. Wait. I know how to pronounce that. In 2021, I've been coming to Mexico for over 61 years. Wow. Wow. Even the animals find peace in the community abroad. Yeah, even the animals find peace. Uh, in the States, they usually will have to muzzle him. If we put a muzzle on, he's looking at them like, why? You know? So you usually take the muzzle off. And he got sick around Christmas, played with the kids too much, but picked up something and had to have shots and everything. And he didn't like it, but he didn't growl not once at anybody. The people giving him shots and the doctors handling him and everything. He was a sick puppy. But even when he started feeling better, all he wanted to do was jump off the table or play with him. So, oh my gosh, I've been on for 47 minutes. Let's see. Even the animals find peace. See, an 81-year-old that's been trapped. See? And most probably a lot of your friends don't even know it. My son is 29. Oops, wait a minute. Let me go back. My son is 29 and his first passport arrived. Yay! 2 weeks ago. I'm so proud. At least young people, you don't have to convince them. Okay. They like, we want the ability to leave. Okay. We go stay, we go fight, we go get our rights and everything. But if we want to leave here, we want to leave here. If we're going to go visit, we want to go visit. If we want to go work, we're going to do that too. We're not going to sit in the office for, 30, 40 years like we did. Let's see. Those who are worried about my social security, and any money that I have, it stays in the U.S., in the U.S. bank. There are ATMs literally all everywhere. A couple of a block in your block or a block away, there's an ATM. They're in the mall. So you can just withdraw your money because part of the lure for me to pick Manta first, because I'm going to have other residency in other countries, but one of the reasons I picked Manta first was all the benefits for seniors. We get discounts on airfare. I got a discount on the airfare from Manta to Quito, and they upgraded me to preferred class, and we have special lines in grocery stores for seniors. We have special lines in the bank for seniors. We have the monetary discounts, and then also we have a 12% sales tax here. And for those who are residents who have their residency visa and over 65, we get it refunded back to us in a form of a savings account. That blew my mind. That's when I said, I'm going there. The government cares enough to put money in the pocket of seniors. Okay. And you simply pull it up on your computer, and it's called the SRI instead of IRS, SRI, and put in that month, and wherever you've shown your ID, your cedula, they've entered it, and you will see the 12%, that dollar amount there, and you just go in and verify and hit send, and then in a few days it's deposited into a local bank account. Now it's not deposited to your American account. You have to have, because they're not going to send their money out of their country. But so I opened the savings account and the money goes in there. And so it makes what I pay for the government's healthcare here a wash, because you can get up to, there's a limit, you can get up to $107 a month. So that's over $1,200 a year that you could be refunded. And that would pay for your health care. I do keep A and B of my Social Security, because if you ever drop B for any length of time and need to pick it up again, you are penalized permanently, not for the 6 months or 2 years or whatever that you didn't have it, but whatever percentage they declare as a penalty, you pay that the rest of your life. Yeah, so I'm not going to drop that ever. But there are plans now that actually will give you cash back, so that it's not only are there advantage plans where they take the regular um, withholding for the traditional Medicare, but they also give you a little cash back, or it's less than that. So your check is increased by that amount. And you have over the counter benefits and stuff. And I can have my over the counter vitamins and supplements shipped to Manta. Because even though there are pharmacies literally on just about every corner, there's a pharmacy, and a lot of things you don't even need a prescription for, like B12 shots. I just found out that I can get B12 shots without a doctor's prescription. Now, my lab work was done, so my doctor knew I needed B12 shots, but she doesn't need to write a script for it every time I go in to get it refilled. In the States, they had to write a script. I mean, I had to have on file a prescription. So little things like that. Now, one thing, some of the supplements, because they have to be imported, are more expensive, and that's where I benefit from my my Medicare Advantage plan in the States, because they can send me a 90-day supply, and I've already paid for it, or it's like $4 or whatever, where it might be $22 over here because it's imported. So you just kind of have to sit down, and do the numbers and see what works out for you. All right, I'm tired and I have a flight tomorrow. I'll be home tomorrow. Let's see, I'm gonna answer a few more questions because I'm coming up on an hour. I'm so proud of myself. I stayed on for a whole hour. You guys were worth it. I've been exploring Puerto Vallarta. Oh, I was there. I did my first boots on the ground in Puerto Vallarta. Be sure and watch it. I was there for Nora, the hurricane. They hadn't had a hurricane in 20 years. They had a hurricane while I was there in 2022. Yes, from July to August. 2 days before I left, Hurricane Nora hit. That's a video you want to watch. Okay, let's see. Puerto Vallarta as a retirement, and now I want to scout Manta. Yay! Let me know you're coming. Join the group. You're Black female. Join the Facebook group and let me know you're coming. Have you considered creating a Manta travel guide? Yes, I am. That's one of the things that I almost have done, because I have all the material now, is to put it in a book. So keep asking me and pressuring me because then I'll get it done. But if you don't say nothing, then I'm like, oh, they don't really want this. But I can pull that together because I've done the work. And because I've done it, I forget that it's important, okay? Or that it's not common knowledge. So it's like, oh, I'll discover this and I'll do it, and then I don't know how I think of people know it, but that's how my brain works. So you have to say, Deborah, why don't you put it in a book? Thanks for sharing. Congratulations again on your 1 year. Thank you so much. How are dental services are great. People come here. People do medical tours where they will come to Ecuador to have a procedure done. I had the I don't think anything's coincidental. I think God is very intentional. And my friend Ursula and I happened to sit in the waiting room waiting on the orthopedic surgeon and bone surgeon, whatever. And we're in a foreign country, so we don't expect we're going to understand because everybody's going to be speaking Spanish. Well, there were three couples and they all spoke English because they were from the UK and Canada, Germany, and they were all conversing in English. And they had flown in to see the surgeon that we were waiting to see. And they were singing his praises. Not only did some of them avoid surgery because it's like, even though he loves being a surgeon, he will do everything to keep you off the table. And in fact, he was able to give my friend injections to grow cartilage to avoid knee surgery. And so some of them had surgery, but it was least invasive. It would have been more invasive in their country. And they were just singing his praises about how fast they were recovering and or how they had avoided it. And so that really gave us a comfort level. It was a brand new hospital. We actually got to meet the architect. That's one of the videos that I need to upload. So y'all need to subscribe. So when I upload it, you get a notification. But we actually uh, in their beautiful cafeteria. The architect saw me filming and he was very proud of his work and told me about the wings that were still in the process of being built. And it was just a gorgeous hospital. And they're very proud people and was very happy to give me information about this lovely hospital. And let's see. Yeah, so you got new facilities, you got dental. Yeah, so people will fly in for dental work, like an implant. Oh, I forgot what he said the implant was going to cost. Oh, it was under 1,000. Yeah, for a dental implant. Unfortunately, I'm not a good candidate because I don't have enough bone. Yeah, so but we're going to do other stuff, and it's a whole lot more affordable to do it there. So you'll see a lot of seniors wearing braces because it's so affordable and it's never too old to have straight, beautiful teeth. Okay, so I'll be getting dental work done there and dental work done. So I'm going to use up the benefits in the state and then have the rest done in Manta. And my dentist speaks excellent English because his wife is from Capel, Texas. If you really single, I want talk something you. If you really single, I want talk something. Okay, I don't understand that. I want to talk something you. Okay, let's see. Is man good? Much of it. Oh, the weather doesn't change. So you can in Manta. Okay, Quito is cold. So it's up in the mountains. It's a very, very high altitude. I think it's like 92, whatever, thousand or whatever. So it's like Colorado times three. Uh, so very high altitude, but it's absolutely beautiful, breathtaking city. And sometimes the altitude bothers people, and sometimes it doesn't. Uh, Cuenca is cooler than Manta, so you'll have warm days and cool days in Cuenca. I have not visited Cuenca. I'm just telling you what other expats who live in Cuenca have said. Cuenca is more Renaissance, European feel, like Paris or something like that. It's beautiful. I want to see Cuenca. Then there's the Galapagos, which is where you see plant and wildlife that's only only in the only place on earth you'll see them is in the Galapagos. We have penguins. Yeah, the Galapagos. We have penguins in Ecuador. So penguins are not just in Antarctica. We have penguins. We have birds that have blue feet, purple feet, and red feet. That's huge turtles. I mean, just look at on YouTube, do Galapagos Islands, and that'll be a tour I'll be taking this year. So this year I'm going to do a lot of the tour stuff. But I can't wait to get to the Galapagos Islands and maybe have the kids come back and do that because it is a science project and it's like a 3 day thing to see everything. I've been to the rainforest, the tiny one. We have an Amazon, we have a rainforest. Ecuador is the tiniest of the 17 biodiverse countries in the world. So you get to see it all, and you don't have to go hundreds of miles to do it because we're small. Okay, I think I've said it. I've talked enough. I really enjoyed this. I think this was, now I don't feel like I cheated myself out of my anniversary by traveling or with the stuff that's gone on because I got to reflect and visit with you over the fantastic year I've had and the many, many people from my group that have visited Manta or heard about Manta through my YouTube channel or through my Facebook group. And I'm just so excited when I see somebody in the grocery store and they go, I know who you are. I'm in your group. And I came to visit, and they connected with the local expats group because there's a woman in there that will help them with their travel or with their accommodations or stuff like that. Because when I just landed, I didn't know anything uh, about that, and that I kind of stay in my lane. Okay, I am not a realtor. Um, like I said, for a very tiny few women that I feel comfortable for, I will host in my home. Uh, and that's something I'll probably do until I downsize and feel like I don't want to do it anymore. Let's see. So any time's a great time to come to Mountain. Carnival is coming up in February, and hopefully everything will be back to normal. And even if not, it's in the middle of the day when most of the celebrations are, and that's when we all just get hang out on the beach and all day, and have them bring us food and watch the kids play in the ocean, and we play in the ocean and just have a good time. And their parades and everything. It's sort of like Mardi Gras. Yeah. Hello from New Zealand. Hi. Oh, thank you. Somebody just said I look beautiful. I hope to visit in the fall. First, I'm moving to Houston from Chicago. Okay. Okay, Houston's warmer, but Texas, we do have those cold snaps. It doesn't stay. Chicago and New York are the coldest winters I ever spent in my life. And I've actually stayed in Alaska. Okay. And because it's a different kind of cold in Alaska than it is off of Lake Erie. I felt like I was wearing no clothes. It was horrible. And I like seasons. Okay. But Houston and Dallas, do you remember the grid thing we went through? So we'll get cold. It just won't stay cold. It might get cold for 10 days and then I'll be back up to 60. Welcome to Texas. Thanks again. This was fun. It was fun. Okay, I've been on over an hour. I got to get some rest. But this has been a wonderful year, and I'm looking forward to the future. and meeting more of you on the YouTube channel and in the Facebook group if you're a Black female. Men, do not try to join the Facebook group. It is women only. We just need a place to hang out and talk about stuff. We love y'all, brothers. We still love you. But in the group, we running the show. And we talking about stuff y'all wouldn't be interested in anyway. But you can join the YouTube channel. And you can even ask questions. Relatable questions. Relative questions to the topic. All right. Y'all be blessed. And I'm going to, not tonight, but probably throughout the month, I'm going to try to upload all that footage and clear out my phone. And let me know if you're interested in Durban. Let me know if you have contacts in Durban, tour groups or whatever. Let me know if that's something that you do as a business. Then I really want to hear from you. But only do it if that's what you do, not with something you've always wanted to do. Because we don't do we're going to be the guinea pigs. That's why we speak Charlotte. Charlotte had been doing it, and hers had been sold out on a consistent basis with people raving about how good a time they had. If you got that kind of reputation, then contact me about Durban. All right. Good night. Be blessed. And I'll keep you updated on the safety and everything issue. And you guys pray for me, and I will pray for you that your dreams come true in 2024. Manifest. That's the word for 2024. Manifest. Good night.